Hello, everybody. So, how to connect with God? First off, let's define God. God, as I define it, is a universal creative intelligence that permeates all things, that is the pristine organizing intelligence that moves through you, moves through me, moves through everything that we see, that we encounter in the world, and transcends the world, but also includes it. So, if you don't like the word God, you are absolutely welcome to use a different word. There are many different words that can be used, and the word that's used is not the thing that's being pointed to. And in fact, the thing that's being pointed to can actually never be named. It's actually called the unnameable. So we're pointing to something that can't be pointed to, that can't be explained, that can't be understood by the mind, but it can be felt by the heart. And it's something that we can open to and be available to be a conduit, to be a channel for. So if you have a jar of pickles in the refrigerator and you put a different label on it and you call it something else, it's still pickles, right? So that's how I feel about these arguments about what to call things, what to call things. You just call it what you want to call it, and don't call it what you don't want to call it, but it still is what it is and it's not what it's not. The way to connect with God is, first of all, you have to declutter your mind. When there's so much junk in your mind, when it's filled with so many worries and doubts and fears, and what if this happens tomorrow and that happens tomorrow, and what if this, what about this thing happened in the past, and I don't like this person that did this to me when I was 13, and this person when I was 25, and then we're distracting ourselves with gossip and rumors and the tabloids, and all of this stuff needs to go. All of this stuff is in the way. It creates this tremendous sense of clutter in the mind. It needs to be either taken out to the garbage or recycled. Right? But we need to empty the mind. We need to find ways to clear the mind, to create an open space. Again, we're becoming a clear channel, and it starts with the mind. So we quiet the mind and declutter the mind. Second is to be able to experiment and to explore. This is a very interesting one, because when I work with somebody, when I work with a client, we're tuning to this deepest truth that's inside ourselves, right? That's the goal. That's the intention. Well, you start to quiet your mind. You start to be able to feel like you have a sense of it. But how do you know for sure? You got to have the freedom to experiment and explore. And people are like, well, what if because there's a lot of different voices inside there quite often initially, right? There's a lot going on. So which voice is the voice of truth? Which is that small, still, intuitive truth that lies inside you? You don't know. How are you going to find out? You got to try it out. You got to try out this voice, try out that voice, try out that voice. And through trial and error, you learn which is the right voice to trust inside you and which is not the right voice to trust. There's really no other way. It's really that simple. And people are like, well, what if I make mistakes? Well, you are going to make mistakes. But making mistakes is how you learn. And this is why we as we move through this path and we see others that are moving on this path, maybe we're at a further stage in the path than they are, we develop empathy and compassion in a very deep way, because people are just trying. They're experimenting, they're exploring, they're trying to find their way. And through trial and error, which means suffering, they will find the connection to that still clear voice within themselves. And the third element is being deeply present, be able to be deeply present. Because when you're deeply present in the moment, that's how you're able to notice, right? If you're not present, then how would you ever be able to notice where that connection to God is, that truth of the moment that guides you, that directs you in each moment? And this is really the essence of my work. When I'm working with clients, when I'm working one-on-one with people, we're moving through these three elements. We're moving through decluttering the mind. We're moving through the experimentation and exploration, trying this, trying that, and then being really present with the client I'm with to be a clear reflection, to reflect them back to themselves. So it's never me telling somebody what to do, or which makes it different than a lot of other work people are used to, where it's like, someone telling you what to do, which takes you outside of the truth within yourself. No, we want to connect you by being a clear reflection to the truth inside yourself, to that deepest union of the highest level of infinite organizing intelligence that can guide you each moment, that can direct you each moment, that can be a source of infinite inspiration, be a source of infinite truth, be a source of infinite wisdom and support, and lead you into the greatest level of magic and miracles that is absolutely 100% in store for you when you say yes to the journey. You're able to tune into it and accept it and embrace it, and having the support to connect to the deepest level of yourself in this way and to listen to the deepest part of yourself in this way is infinitely valuable. So I'm so grateful and appreciative to be working this way. It's such a joy. And if it's something that you feel inspired to, if anything lit you up in here and you'd like to learn more about how to work with me and how to connect in this deepest truth within yourself, please feel free to reach out.